All right, let's jump into another deep dive. And this one is really fascinating.
Oh, I'm intrigued.
This time, we're going into the world of fish keeping,
Okay.
Jewel Cichlids, to be exact.
Nice.
We've got this blog post here from a self-proclaimed old software plumber.
Sounds interesting.
And it seems like he's stumbled into an unexpected breeding situation with his fish.
Oh, wow.
So, are you ready to unpack this with me?
Absolutely. Let's dive in.
Okay, so our blogger friend here, he thought he was setting up this peaceful, all-female Jewel Cichlid community.
Mm.
He even mentions in the post that he used visual sexing to determine the gender before placing one fish in each of his 5 outdoor ponds.
Wait a minute.
What?
When you say ponds, are we talking about actual outdoor ponds or something else?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. It seems like maybe he's using the term pond a little loosely here. Maybe more like large tanks or tubs, you think?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay, that makes more sense.
But what I find really interesting is that he also introduced guppies into one of these setups.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why would he do that?
Well, it's pretty common in the fish keeping world to mix compatible species together.
Okay.
Maybe he wanted to add some variety or observe their interactions. Who knows?
Okay, so we've got our 5 Jewel Cichlids, each in their own little habitat, plus some guppies sharing space with one of them.
Right.
What happens next?
So about 2 months go by, and while he was removing some excess duckweed, which is that tiny floating plant that can quickly take over a pond or a tank,
Yeah.
he discovers a surprise.
Oh.
A large brood of fry at the bottom of one of the ponds.
Hold on. Fry? You mean like baby fish?
Exactly. Baby Jewel Cichlids.
But they were all supposed to be female.
I know, right? It seems like at least one of those Jewel Cichlids wasn't what the blogger thought it was.
Wow. So we have a surprise breeding situation here.
We do.
And this brings up the whole issue of visual sexing and how reliable it actually is.
Especially with Jewel Cichlids.
Yeah. So for those of us who aren't seasoned fish keepers, what exactly is visual sexing?
Sure. So visual sexing is basically trying to determine the sex of a fish based on its physical characteristics.
So you'd be looking at things like size, color, maybe fin shape.
Exactly. Even behavior sometimes. But with Jewel Cichlids, these differences can be really subtle, especially when they're younger.
So even experienced fish keepers can get it wrong.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Which explains the surprise brood in our blogger's pond.
It really does. And the blogger mentions that you can tell the Jewel Cichlid babies apart from the guppy fry by their location.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Apparently, the Jewel Cichlid fries stay near the bottom, while the guppies like to hang out closer to the surface.
Huh. That's fascinating.
Is it just a personality thing, or is there something else going on?
I think it probably comes down to instinct and survival strategies.
Even in a small, controlled environment like this?
Even then, yeah. Those natural behaviors are still kicking in. The bottom-dwelling behavior of the Jewel Cichlids fry could be a way to avoid competition with the guppies for food. And it might also offer them better camouflage from potential predators, even if the only predator in this case is a curious guppy.
Right, so it's like they're instinctively following their natural programming, even in this artificial setup.
Exactly.
That's really cool. So now our blogger has kind of a dilemma, right? All these baby fish to deal with, what's he gonna do?
Well, in the blog post, he mentions considering adding water wisteria to the pond.
Okay, why water wisteria specifically?
Well, water wisteria is a really popular aquatic plant for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
Not only does it look nice, but it offers some practical benefits too, especially in a situation like this.
Like what?
Well, for starters, it provides excellent cover for the fry.
Mm.
You know, those dense flowing stems. They create a sort of underwater jungle gym where the baby fish can hide from potential threats.
Ah, so the guppies.
Exactly. And in this case, that threat might be the guppies, who might be a little too curious about their new, smaller tank mates.
So the water wisteria is like a protective barrier.
Yeah, you could say that. But there's another reason water wisteria is a good choice.
What's that?
It plays a crucial role in improving water quality. As the plant grows, it absorbs excess nutrients from the water, which can help prevent harmful algae blooms, and it provides oxygen, creating a healthier environment overall.
So by adding water wisteria, he's not only offering protection for the fry, but also setting up his pond for long-term success.
Exactly. He's thinking ahead.
It sounds like our accidental fish parent is really taking this seriously.
Yeah.
Maybe this wasn't such an accident after all. What do you think? You think maybe deep down he was hoping for a breeding surprise?
It's definitely possible. But even if it was a complete shock, he seems to be embracing the challenge.
He does.
It speaks to his passion for fish keeping and his willingness to adapt to these unexpected situations.
Absolutely. And that's what I love about this hobby. It's full of surprises and learning
It
experiences.
really is.
But I'm still curious about those Jewel Cichlids and how one managed to sneak past the visual sexing test. Is there more to this story?
There just might be. And that's where we'll pick up in the next part of our deep dive.
Oh, okay.
We'll go deeper into the challenges of sexing Jewel Cichlids and explore their natural breeding behaviors, especially in contrast to this unexpected pond romance.
Okay. I can't wait. I'm hooked.
Great. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
All right. So listeners, stick with us. We'll be right back with more after a quick word from our sponsor.
See you soon.
Okay, so we're back and ready to really dig into this Jewel Cichlid mystery.
Absolutely.
We left off wondering how one of the fish managed to slip past our blogger's, his visual sexing efforts.
Right.
What makes these fish so tricky to differentiate? Like, what are we even looking for here?
Well, with most fish species, the males are usually the flashier ones.
Oh, okay.
They have the brighter colors, the larger fins, sometimes even slightly different body shapes compared to the females.
Yeah.
It's nature's way of attracting a mate.
Right, like a peacock showing off its feathers.
Exactly.
So are Jewel Cichlids different?
Well, with Jewel Cichlids, the differences between males and females can be so subtle that even experienced fish keepers can get fooled.
Really?
Both sexes can be really vibrant, especially when they're healthy and in good condition.
Okay.
And to make things even trickier, their appearance can actually be influenced by things like diet,
Oh, wow.
water quality,
Oh.
even the presence of other fish in their environment.
So you're saying their environment can actually change how they look?
It can, yeah. And that's one of the reasons why just relying on visual cues to sex Jewel Cichlids can be unreliable.
So it's not just about genetics, but also how they respond to their surroundings.
Exactly.
That's amazing. So if visual sexing isn't always reliable, are there other ways to tell the difference between male and female Jewel Cichlids?
Yeah, there are some more technical methods, but they often require a bit more expertise
Okay.
and specialized equipment. For example, there's a technique called venting.
Venting.
Yeah, it involves examining the fish's genital papilla.
What is that?
It's this small opening near the anal fin.
Hmm.
And it differs slightly in shape and size between males and females.
Okay, that sounds a little intense.
It's definitely more involved than just looking at their fins. Yeah.
For sure. So maybe our blogger will consider that if he has more surprise spawns.
Maybe.
But for now, let's shift gears a bit and talk about these fish and their natural habitat. You mentioned earlier that Jewel Cichlids in the wild, they have different breeding behaviors
Right.
than what we're seeing in our bloggers' ponds. So what do you mean by that?
Well, imagine you're a Jewel Cichlid living in a vast lake or river in West Africa.
Okay.
You're surrounded by potential mates, but you also have competition
Right.
and the threat of predators.
Mhm.
In this environment, choosing the right partner becomes really crucial for survival.
So it's not just about finding any mate, it's about finding the best mate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why Jewel Cichlids in the wild engage in these elaborate courtship rituals.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It's all about showcasing their strength, their fitness, and their genetic compatibility.
So what do they do?
They'll flare their fins, shake their bodies, engage in this sort of underwater dance.
Wow, it's like a fishy dating game.
You could say that. So how does that contrast with the situation in our bloggers' ponds?
Right. With only a few other fish in the same pond, I guess there's less opportunity for those rituals.
Exactly.
It's less about finding the one and more about, making the best of a limited dating pool.
Right, exactly. And this limited choice might actually lead to some interesting behavioral adaptations.
Like what?
The fish might become less picky about their partners,
Makes sense.
or even exhibit more aggressive behaviors as they compete for resources
Okay.
and mating opportunities.
Interesting. So even in this controlled environment, they're still finding ways to, adapt.
They are.
But what about the actual breeding process?
In their natural habitat, Jewel Cichlids are really particular about where they raise their young.
Okay.
They look for a secluded spot, maybe a rocky crevice or a submerged piece of wood that offers protection and provides a safe haven for their eggs and fry.
So they're looking for the perfect nursery.
Exactly. And once they find a suitable spot, both parents play an active role in protecting their offspring.
Wow.
They'll fiercely guard the eggs and fry, chase away any potential threats,
Really?
and even take turns fanning the eggs to ensure proper oxygenation.
That's incredible. They're dedicated parents.
They are.
But how does all of this translate to the bloggers' ponds? I mean, they have much less choice when it comes to nesting sites, right?
Right. And they're limited to whatever the blogger has provided, which might not be ideal from a Jewel Cichlids perspective.
Hmm.
This lack of choice could lead to some interesting behavioral adaptations.
So they might have to get creative.
Exactly. They might become more resourceful,
Right.
using anything available as a makeshift nest.
Yeah.
Or they might become more territorial as they defend their limited resources.
That makes sense.
Hmm.
So even though the blogger has created this controlled environment, they're still finding ways to adapt and express their natural instincts. It makes you wonder how these unexpected breeding dynamics might play out in the long run.
It really does. And that's one of the reasons why this blog post is so captivating. It's a reminder that even in a seemingly simple setup, nature finds a way to surprise us.
Absolutely. And it brings up some really interesting questions about, the human intervention and natural processes.
Oh, sure.
But let's get back to our blogger and his unexpected brood. He mentioned adding water wisteria to the pond, which we talked about earlier.
Right.
But what about the fry themselves? Like, what are his options for managing this sudden influx of baby fish?
Well, that's a great question. And it's one that many fish keepers face when dealing with unexpected breeding. There are several paths he could take, each with its own set of considerations.
Okay, let's explore those options. Okay, so our accidental fish dad, he's got this pond full of Jewel Cichlid and guppy fry. What are his options here?
Well, one option is to just let nature take its course.
Okay.
Just let the fish follow their instincts, and the strongest fry will survive.
So survival of the fittest. But wouldn't that be a little rough in such a small environment?
It could be, yeah. There's a chance that some of the fry might not make it,
Right.
especially with, the limited resources and the potential for the adult fish to see them as a snack.
Oh, man. It's kind of sad. What other options are there?
Well, another approach would be to separate the fry from the adult fish.
Okay. How would he do that?
He could set up a separate breeding tank,
Mm?
or maybe use a mesh divider within the existing pond.
So, like, create a protected zone for the little guys.
Exactly. That would give them a better chance of survival,
Right.
and it would allow him to monitor their growth and development more closely.
That makes sense.
But of course, it does require some extra effort on his part.
Yeah, more tanks to clean.
Exactly. And then there's a third option,
What's that?
finding new homes for some or all of the fry.
Oh, like adopting them out.
Exactly.
Hmm.
A lot of local fish stores and online communities have networks for rehoming fish.
Okay.
It's a great way to make sure the fry go to good homes.
And prevent overcrowding.
Exactly.
So those are the three main options. Let nature run its course, separate the fry, or find them new homes.
Yeah,
Tough choices. I wonder what our blogger will decide.
me too. It'll be interesting to see what path he chooses and how he navigates the challenges and the rewards of, unexpected fish parenthood.
This blog post has been such a great reminder that even in the world of fish keeping, life can throw you a curveball.
It really can.
And sometimes, the most rewarding experiences are the ones you least expect.
So true.
But what I find most fascinating about this whole story is how such a seemingly simple setup can reveal so much about nature.
Absolutely. It's like a little microcosm of the larger world.
Right.
It shows the delicate balance of ecosystems, the power of adaptation, and the constant interplay between, instinct and environment.
And it's a great reminder that even in our own carefully planned lives, surprises can pop up anywhere.
You really can.
And sometimes those surprises have fins.
That's right.
Well, I think that about wraps up our deep dive into the world of Jewel Cichlids.
Yeah.
Big thanks to our expert for sharing your knowledge with us and for reminding us that the best laid plans, well, sometimes they go swimmingly in a completely different direction.
It was my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And to you, our listener, we hope you enjoyed this deep dive. Keep exploring, keep learning, and until next time, happy diving.